Kakunsa is a beast warrior with passionate animal instincts. She's a confident hunter who knows what she wants and always catches her prey. Admit it, I got my claws in you. And fangs, too. I've got you in my sights now! I'll teach you to mess with our transformation! I will make you pay!
Before we get started, I just want to allow my guests the opportunity to introduce themselves, basically tell everybody who you are and what you do, and also tell us your favorite animated movie and why.
But hi, my name is Morgan Berry. I'm a voice actor and singer and voice director. Sometimes I do voice casting. You can hear me as Übel in Frieren. I am the Space Hero 13 in My Hero Academia. I am Beldizora in Beyblade Burst, Quad Drive and Quad Strike. I am Renly in Sword Art Online. I am Altena in Fire Emblem Heroes.
Wow.
Yeah, some fun stuff. And favorite movie, I watched Hoppers recently. Love it. I also love K-pop Demon Hunters. I love that. Big Hero 6. So yeah, 3 at the top of my head.
We're going to have to go to the K-pop Demon Hunters. For some reason, I don't know if it's a spell over that movie or what, because my brother loves it. Yes, I've seen it. It is amazing. The music is great.
Here's what really got me, I think. So basically, I thought it would be lame. When I first heard about it, I thought, okay, that sounds like it'd be cool, but it's probably lame because who can make that good? I mean, it sounds like a cool premise, but is it going to be super cheesy? That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, okay, this is probably going to be super cheesy. And
so you was worried about the execution.
Yes, that's it. That's a great way to put it. I was worried about the execution. And then I started watching it and I thought, oh, this is fun. And then the first song hit. And I was like, yeah, I was on the edge of my seat. I looked around and I was like, this is good? No, I'm not even kidding. I was like,
is this a real band?
Excuse me? Oh, and then like the more they did their thing, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. What? This is actually good? And then it got better. Like it was cute, it was funny. Like you have cute moments, you have funny moments, you have really banging music. You have the teary-eyed moments where it's just like, and then like the friendship, oh my gosh, it was so good. Sorry, I really enjoyed that journey.
It was amazing.
And then at the end, her friends.
Yeah.
But they stuck with her because friendship. And they forgave. And sorry, I love it. Because like it just shows.
I think it recently won an Oscar too.
Good. Yeah. Because amazing music and the story, because, hey, friends make mistakes. And like she held a secret because,
I mean,
it was a pretty big secret and I won't spoil anything. But, her friends accepted her for who she is and love her regardless and trust her. And that was just such a beautiful thing. That's such a beautiful moment in the movie. And the whole thing I loved every part of it. I could go on, but I'll leave it at that. I really enjoyed that.
I thought it was really cool. I liked all the relationships in the movies, from the hunters, from the demons, because even the demons were pretty cool. And it was one of the first movies where my brother had watched it before me. He's a little kid, so usually I watch movies and have to explain it. But actually having him sit there explaining the movie to me the whole time was actually pretty cool. And it made me kind of happy to actually know that he can actually pay attention to a movie and actually know what's going on and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and the Be Your Idol song, the way they
float, man.
I'm like, okay.
I like that song they sing. They sing in the airplane when they're in the airplane. That song was pretty cool. I liked that.
That was the first one. That was the song that got me hooked at the start. I was like, excuse me? This is cool.
Oh man. I was like, this is pretty
that got me hooked. I was like, okay, this is my favorite. This is great. Yeah.
But for my favorite animated movie, I think I just told you recently before we started, but it's Kung Fu Panda. I'm a huge Jack Black fan. I feel like every animated movie he's done, he has been amazing. I don't know what it is. He's one of those.
He loves what he does.
Yeah.
He loves it. Yeah.
He knows how to bring a lot of those characters to life because, a lot of times live action actors and then voice actor don't always like translate well, but
Oh yeah, and
he
sometimes they get lazy because they don't care.
for sure, for sure. I
But
just
he cares. He loves what he does, and you can tell he has fun with it. And that's what it should be. It should be the actor loving what they do and enjoying the art and the content. And yeah, you could just tell that he truly appreciates the job. He appreciates the content that he gets to be in. He appreciates the characters he gets to voice. It's very evident, and I think that comes across great. Obviously, like I love that. Yeah.
for sure. I didn't feel like he has one of those personalities that seem like he'd be really cool to hang out with. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
he seems like a good guy.
for
Yeah,
sure. All right, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into our interview. For one of my main questions I wanted to ask you, kind of talked about it a little earlier. Um, how did you feel about the show Frieren, being a part of it, and about the character you played?
I love Frieren. Love, 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 love. Whoever's watching this right now, if you love magic, fantasy, elves, uh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. It starts off slow. Admittedly, it can be slow going, but it's worth it. It's worth the hype. It's worth the wait. Um, the animation is beautiful. It's like a painting. It's a masterpiece, and the music is gorgeous. It gives me Ren Fair vibes. Um, the magic system is so cool.
Hmm.
It's so cool, and the characters are cool. I know I'm not very good at hyping things up. I'm like, oh, that's cool and that's cool. My vocabulary is limited and sometimes, but
It's a cool
it's a
show.
great watch. My character, Übel, very mysterious, very
Hmm.
sly. They have the eyes of a killer, and for good reason. Uh,
Hmm.
they're very OP. They're
A lot of the characters is.
That's so true. But yo, Übel though, like as long as she's got the confidence for it,
She can do it.
that exactly. Like I don't want to give too much away for those who haven't seen it, but holy heck, that's rad. Yeah,
Do you got any
that's
favorite scenes from her? Like,
okay. Ooh, okay.
we may
Ooh,
go into a
so
little bit of spoiler. Go ahead.
okay, I'll be brief. I'll be vague. The reveal of the Rayleigh Ziden. Am I saying that right? See, I'm having a brain fart, and so I'm
I'm
switching up
just
the
gonna
letters in my
say
head.
your pronunciation is always gonna be better than mine. You say the
Well,
words are always gonna be better than
when it's
how I
on a
say it.
script, I can say it correctly. But when I try to say it without it written in front of me, that's when I'm like, wait, how do I say that again? Um, so sorry, guys. Um, it's very powerful. It's the scene where basically she cuts the hair. That's
Okay.
as vague as I'll be, but the people who've seen it know. Um, wow,
Well,
that that was pretty cool. That was pretty badass. And I also really ship Ubel with Lond. Uh,
oh, okay.
yes, and so
Do you remember any
they're cute.
scenes?
Oh wait, there was another scene in a cave. That was funny. Those who know. Um, where Ubel was talking with Fern about a spell that, yeah, a certain spell, and she
Hmm.
made the assumption that Fern was gonna use it, and then so she ends up like the next cut, she's like further away from Fern. That was funny. That was cute. Yeah, y'all should watch it. It's funny. It sounds silly when I talk about it and you haven't seen it because you're like, okay, that doesn't sound funny. But trust me, when you watch it, it's funny.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm not good on selling this, but it's a great show. And there's a reason it's number one on my anime list. The
Hmm.
ranking on ML on Mal, MAL.
Hmm.
Um, literally it's surpassed Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Wow, that is a big
Yeah.
one,
I
and it's
know, because
crazy.
Brotherhood's great. And
Amazing.
it beat it. Yeah.
The crazy thing is, I remember when it first came out, and everybody wanted it to be solo leveling for anime of the year, and it's one
Oh,
of
it should
those
have been. It should have been.
it's one of those things where it's kind of hard because it's like Furin, I will say, because you kind of touched on it a little bit in the beginning, is The beginning of it is kind of slow. And I hear that from a
Yeah.
lot of people. It takes them a bit to get into it. Where Solo
Yeah.
Level, it is damn near fast paced. It's
Okay,
like,
let's be real. That first episode of Solo Leveling was hype.
you
I
know,
get it. It
like,
pulled me in. I'll be real. That first episode did pull me in. But at the same time, it to me, okay, I
go
don't
ahead,
knock me for
give
this. Don't
give
knock
me
me
a
for
full
this.
opinion.
It was cool, yes. But at some points it just felt like every other shonen anime to me.
Hmm.
In some moments I just felt like, okay, I know how this is going to end.
Hmm.
Okay, it's cool, but like, come on, I know how this is going to end in a cool way. Surprise me. I don't know. It's a good show, but even still, Frieren just felt more unique to me. The journey of what happens after. What
Hmm.
happens after you defeat the Demon Lord or Demon King or whoever the big baddie is? What happens after the journey? That's the question. And
And what
and
makes that story good is the fact is what happens after the journey and after your friends that died. You know what I
uh-huh.
mean? Because now it's
Yes.
like
Oh,
all that comes relating to it. It's an amazing story. I think that's the big
yeah.
difference. It's the story, and I think the only thing
That's
that
it.
makes Solo Leveling different, it's like the animation. You know what I mean?
The
They
animation's hype. It is really good. But they both have great animation. That's the thing.
that it's
I just
hard. Like one is
yeah,
more like uh
it is
you,
more action packed
mhm.
in more areas. But with Frieren, yeah, it started off slow, but that also made me appreciate those big moments more. You
Mhm.
know, I feel like the pacing was what it needed to be.
For sure, especially for that
Yeah.
story, yeah. And I think what
Yeah.
else makes it cool is like I always tell people if it's a thing where you're trying to see which character is stronger, I'm like, I don't think you can really decide because you'll be surprised on what she could do if you're like, oh man.
Yeah. And they're both great series, but I just really appreciated Frieren a lot more, I guess, because of the story. Um, and oh man, it is gorgeous. They're both gorgeous, but oh, so good. Yeah, I hope more people get to watch it. I hope more people get to experience it. Maybe the people who are like, well, I don't watch mainstream shows. And it's like, oh, you should try it though. Because that's how I was. I hadn't watched it at first because there was a lot
Mm,
of hype around it, but I don't tend to watch the ones that have a ton of hype at the start. I kind of check them out once the hype has like died down at least.
hmm.
Um, but I watched Frieren because I got cast in it, and I was like, okay, this seems cool. Like, I figured it'd be cool, but this seems really cool. And I like the scenes that I got to dub, and I like this character. I'm gonna watch it. Might as well. I'm in it now. I feel like I should know the show that I'm in,
For sure.
especially knowing how popular it is, and it's popular for a reason. People really like the show. So I watched it. And again, it was kind of slow, but I gave it a chance. And, like this is beautiful, but man, it's a little slow going. Kept watching, fell in love. How could you not? How could you not fall in love with a show this beautiful in every way? Oh, so good. I highly recommend it.
What do you
Yeah.
find most rewarding about being a voice actor?
Ooh, a lot. I'm a fellow anime fan. I grew up watching anime, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, a little bit of
Classics.
Digimon here and there, and I loved all of that. I didn't have cable though, so there were some shows I didn't get to grow up with. I didn't get to grow up with Dragon Ball or Sailor Moon. I didn't get those channels growing up, so but I appreciated the anime that I did get to watch, and at the time I didn't know it was anime. I just saw it as cartoon. Um,
So you
Yeah,
watched
I
a lot
read
of your cartoons on what, Saturday morning?
yeah, and after
Mm,
school, I would rush home after school to watch the next episode of Pokemon. Um, I was so eager for it because that was my first obsession, Pokemon. And the rewarding thing about this job is I get to pair my love of anime with my love for the arts, my love for
sure.
acting, and sometimes singing. I get to sing in some of the shows I'm in. What an honor. You know,
Hmm.
well, I am honored to be able to do this. I'm honored that this worked out because I had been doing on stage acting for years. And then I kind of stumbled into voice acting after winning a voiceover competition. Uh,
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah, yeah, I won a competition, and it was being judged by Todd Haberkorn and Tyler Walker. And through that win, I won an audition at Funimation. And it was just winning an audition, though. It doesn't mean it was going to go anywhere after, you know what I mean?
For sure.
But I went in, I did the audition, and then the auditions for more shows kept coming in, and then I started booking. And within a few months, I had booked my first lead, which I'm very grateful for.
That's amazing.
That was in Riddle Story of Devil, and that was directed by Caitlin Glass. Caitlin is wonderful, and I was still very new to dubbing at that point. Um, that was my first lead, and she was so patient and understanding, and she's such a great director and a great person. And so that was a great experience too. Um, I I love what I get to do. And then also I get to go to conventions as a guest, and I get to meet other fans, other anime fans, and people who are fans of my work. And we get to geek out together and appreciate the world of anime together. That is so fun. And what a privilege to be able to do that. I am so grateful to be in this industry and to be surrounded by like-minded people. It's a beautiful thing.
Do you remember any like calm moment that stand out to you? Like, wow, you were so surprised or funny moments or
Ooh,
anything?
uh, oh, there's a few, but one that stands out the most to me. There is, okay, so I used to be obsessed with this series. I still love it. I'm not as obsessed as I was before, but it's Voltron Legendary Defender. Love. I
Mm-hmm.
love it. Clance is my OTP. Um, but I wrote a parody song um, with a bunch
Oh,
of jokes, like fandom jokes and references to only things that people who were obsessed with the fandom would know about. I wrote a parody song, um, about it was called Voltron Heroes, and I'm very proud of that song. It took me quite a bit, because that takes a lot of mental energy for me, but I did it and I'm proud of it. And I released it like online, and
oh,
at a convention, there were some fans who they choreographed a dance to it. And so yeah,
oh,
they brought a boom box in and came to my autograph table and played it and showed me the dance. And oh my gosh,
that's amazing.
I I know my heart leaped out of my chest because this that was so thoughtful and so sweet, and that takes such hard work, choreography, And like it was great and fun, and I'm so grateful for that for them, and that was a moment that really does stick out to me because I know how tough choreography can be, and I thought it was so sweet that they took the time to do that for a song I wrote. So that was nice.
Yeah, I know that they had to feel some type of way because you're like, dang, y'all really did that for a song that I made? Okay. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
What character do you usually get recognized the most for when you're in cons?
Ooh. Hmm. I think maybe probably nowadays it'd be Übel.
Uber? Okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yep, because Frieren is really popular, and now Übel has a pop. They have a Funko Pop now, and so I think a lot of people are recognizing her more, that character more because of it. Um, yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Which character have you been recognized for that surprised you? Like you were like, wow, I'm surprised you knew that was me.
Um, I will say we mentioned this briefly, but Polka and Dead Mount Death Play. Um,
Okay.
I really enjoyed working on that show. I love the dark fantasy vibes. Yeah, I love dark fantasy. Clevitus is another one that's really good that people should check out. Clevitus, but Dead Mount Death Play is also really good. Um, I've seen two cosplayers as Polka, and whenever anybody comes up to my table and they see his that character's picture on my table, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I love that show. I didn't know you were
Hmm.
Polka. I didn't know what." And sometimes people will come to me because of it. And I am surprised by it because I didn't know that people appreciated it. I felt like it didn't get a ton of hype when it came out. Um, I wanted it to because it was fun to record and it seemed like a cool show, and I was hoping other people would recognize that too. But when it came out, it was like, what do they call that? Like it was slept on, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, but every once in a while somebody mentions it, somebody comes in cosplay as Polka, and I really appreciate and am surprised when I get to see that because I didn't know that it had much of a fan base, but I'm glad it apparently does because it deserves it. So
For sure. And that's literally one of our questions. So we're going to kind of go into that a little bit more. But I want to just tell you from my experience when I went to watch it, it's a great show. I mean, you literally get a character that gets thrown from his universe into the real world. And
it's a
then,
reverse isekai.
yeah.
Reverse isekai. That is crazy cool.
And then what makes it so interesting, because you feel like this guy's about to come and be the most powerful. Not necessarily, because it's literally you got all these other random characters that got all these crazy abilities, and it's just like he's just there, kind of leveling the playing field a little bit. And then I liked his mindset because he comes from a world where I think he was like the evil demon, or they were all trying to take him down, type of thing. And then when he comes into this world, he realized, oh man, he's actually seems really nice. Like if you actually talk to
Yeah.
him, and all the stuff he's actually willing to do for children because he really sees them as like the future and stuff like that. It's
Hmm.
like you really surprised. But my main thing I want to ask you is like, do you remember how you got the role, or as do you any
Oh,
favorite scenes and stuff like that?
some shows we might not get an audition, but the director knows what we can do vocally, and so
Hmm.
you might get a random email that says, "Hey, you've been cast as this character in this show." And so the only thing that we can really do is look it up and see what it is. And I got the email and I was like, "Oh, cool. Who's that?" And then I saw they were like a main character and I thought, "Oh, really cool." But the photo that came up was a shark because, Polka's body is not really
Oh, yeah.
his. And so, yeah, so I get it. But there was some confusion for me when I saw that photo and I thought, "Oh, I'm a shark? What? Okay."
Oh, okay. I see what
Like
you're talking. You're talking
the
about the
imagery was,
original.
yeah. And it was like, a wiki page. I think it's just submitted by fans. I think it was just edited by fans. And so I don't know if it was up to date or not, but I mean, I was confused when I first saw it. I was like, "Okay, interesting. I wonder how this is going to go." And then I found out that they were like 16 years old, a 16-year-old boy, as far as I remember. Yeah. And I just
Hmm.
remember thinking, was this sent by a mistake? Like, because that would have been, and it what is the oldest masculine voice I've ever
Done.
put on. Yeah. That's the oldest male character I've ever voiced. And I wasn't sure if I was cast by mistake, if it was a mistake email or something. It wasn't. And when I got in there, I was like, "Oh, okay, I see why I was cast as this character." Once I got into the flow and, developed that voice with that first episode, I was like, "Okay, you know what? This makes sense. I can do this." The director is really good at what he does. So even when I question myself and I think, "Can I do this?" He knows I can do this. And so he was right. I'm very proud of my work in that show. Um, and it was a cool show. So I'm really grateful that Jason knew what I could do. And I love working with Jason. I love him. He's a cool guy and he's funny and he's so fun to work with. So I was hyped. I was like, "Okay, so wait, I get to like spend a few hours in the booth every week working with a fun guy. Like, cool." Um, yeah, Jason's one of my faves. And, I've known him since before he was a director at Crunchyroll. And so, like, I knew it was going to be a fun time. And so I treasure those moments. I treasure every moment that I get to work with an awesome director. Um, and, they're good at what they do as a director and they're good people. Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
been a fun journey.
I got what role do you think prior to that? Because usually when you get kind of typecast, they usually they take a role that you did before. What role do you think before made him think you're great for this?
I don't know. I mean, I voice for a lot of boys, but usually it's younger boys.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm not entirely sure,
Okay. You
but
think it's
man, he
more
had
because y'all
good
knew each other?
instincts.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I mean, some directors just have really good casting instincts, and like, I voiced for Belle Dizora in Beyblade, and that was a young boy. Tommy in Pokemon Twilight Wings. Um, Golly, and Furia and Overlord. Like I voiced for a lot of young boys. Renly in Sword Art Online. Renly, how old was he? Renly might be 15, maybe. Maybe he's older than that. I don't know. Perhaps, mayhaps he heard my role as Renly in SAO. That's possible.
Okay.
That I maybe, I don't know. That's the other oldest boy I can think of that I voiced. There might be another. I don't know. I voiced for over 300 characters, and so sometimes I try to think back.
And
Uh,
it's kind of hard. I can see because you've played
yeah,
you have played a lot of different boys from different series and stuff like that.
it's fun. I enjoy it.
Amazing. Well, it keeps you working. You know what I mean? That's all important.
Yep. Yeah,
What
exactly.
emotion do you find hard to portray with just your voice?
Mm. Okay, so story time. I was voicing for Moraha in Yashahime. That's another favorite, Moraha. I love her. She's so silly and fun and quirky and spunky. Um, ah, um, there was a scene where I had to cry. They were happy tears, but it was like, what, a minute, a full-on minute of continuous crying.
Oh man.
Um, that's hard to do because that's a lot of breath support. But here's the thing. I was actually crying in the booth. I was because it was an emotional moment and I felt it and it was real and raw. And then they played it back and I heard myself and I was like, why does it sound like I'm laughing?
Oh.
Like, I don't know, maybe the hiccups and the crying made it sound off, but it
Mm.
was a real cry, but it just sounded weird to me. So I kind of had to fake it, I guess. I had to act the crying rather than actually cry in order for it to actually sound good. And
Okay.
so by the end of it, I was thinking, wow, the real emotion sounded fake, but the fake emotion sounded real. I don't know how I feel about that. But I mean, we ended up with something that I feel was good by the end of it all. But that was a weird moment for me. Crying. I feel like laughter is easier for me unless it's maniacal laughter because that takes a lot of abdomen.
Yeah, you
It's a
got
that's an ab workout.
you
Yeah,
know.
because also sometimes like you really like you have to match the animated mouth flaps. And so if those flaps keep flapping, I got to keep laughing without a breath in between. That's a lot. Like that's difficult. Some people, it might be a genetic thing though. Some people are really good at it. I had to work at it. So laughing can be hard, but laughing's easier than crying for me because really have to fake cry for it to sound real to me. I don't know. Um,
I can
Someone who's
understand that.
really good at crying though, Jill Harris is really good at crying. Um, and I really admire them in so many ways. And you know, she was telling me her process of crying when you have to do it in character in the booth. And I'm just like, yo, that sounds amazing. You know, like wow, like she's so good. And yeah, I gotta take notes, you know. That's so
So
good. Yeah.
I could tell me personally if I had to break down and cry, it probably wouldn't sound good because I don't know if I could cry in the voice that I need to do, and then it's like mixing in with my real voice, you know, like it's just oh man. But I can understand that. For my next question, I want to ask you is looking at your IMDb, you're in one of my favorite shows ever, Dragon Ball Super,
Nice.
where you play one of
Yeah.
the warriors from Universe 2. I think her name, I know I might pronounce this wrong. I think it's Kansuke or Kunsuke.
Kakunsa. You're making me question. Kakunsa. Kakunsa.
Kakunsa. How do you feel about that character and about the show?
She's cool. I like her. She's got some grit to her
Hmm.
and um some spunkiness and I really do love that there the universe of love,
For
How do
sure.
you,
I
there you
love that.
go. I love that. And it's funny because they're like magical girls. They
And a whole
transform, but like really cute in a cute magical girl way, which I really appreciate. Um, what a fun little thing to add in there, into the shonen show. I really appreciate that I got to be a part of this universe and that this character gets to also be a part of the games.
hmm
Um, I got to be in, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero and
That's amazing.
maybe more games to come. Who knows? But that's cool. Um, yeah, I look forward to the future, I hope to see more of this character.
For sure, I can. I would love for them to do something more with the universes and bring that stuff back. I know they're bringing the anime and stuff back later on, and kind of going over some more stuff they did in the manga because they stopped for a bit after Toriyama's death, and that's been a huge thing in the Dragon Ball thing, trying to figure out what they were gonna do past that type of thing. But I just
Yeah.
want to say, watching it from episode to episode when Tournament of Power was going on. I love the scene where you have them got to do their transformation and they end up getting interrupted by Android 17. And he's like, why
Yeah.
are we sitting here letting them transform? Which
I
makes
mean,
sense, you know.
yes, that's the thing. I'm glad that he pointed it out, because that should be addressed. It's like, yeah, why are they just letting us transform?
And then you go, and then they have that whole spiel like, "What are you doing? You're gonna fight us serious and everything." And then they do their transformation, and then your character has her beef with Android 17 for like the whole little tournament they have and stuff like that. And I mean,
Yep.
they do get eliminated, but I feel like for a universe, what I wouldn't say like characters that we didn't know prior, they really left a memorable stake. You know what I mean? And I feel like I would love to see more about them.
I agree, honestly. Like they were funny and fun and cute and just a different they go in a different direction. And I find that unique. I liked that.
You were also on another one of my favorite classic animes, and that's One Piece, where you
Oh,
play Shirley from the Fishman Island arc.
uh-huh, yeah, Madame Charlie. Yep.
Do you remember the process of crafting that voice? Because I think she has an amazing voice, and then
Thank
the
you.
character overall.
Honestly, a lot of the times we get in the booth, we might not even know who we're going to be voicing, maybe not even the show that we're going to be in until we're in that booth. And Joel McDonald is the one who cast me as Madame Charlie, and I'm
Okay,
so so grateful for him. Um, yeah, basically he kind of gives me a quick breakdown, like she can see into the future. She owns the Mermaid Cafe.
mm,
Um, yeah, how I crafted the voice, I wouldn't even say I crafted it. I get in there, and I hear the Japanese voice and I'm like, okay, that sits deep. Like I can do that. And then I just put on that type of voice for myself to see if I could match up to it.
okay.
And he's like, yeah, that's cool. I like it. I'm like, all right, cool. That's the voice.
So when you crafting a character, you go off of the Japanese, so you don't ever just look at a character
I
and
like
like,
to. It depends on the director. I mean, typically the director chooses the actors that they feel could fit the character vocally and in the attitude of the character, who can portray the character the best, in their opinion.
okay,
Um, and a lot of the times, these directors, they'll keep in mind our past work, um, working with us in the past or hearing other roles that we've voiced in the past. And I know they take note of it, because when they're looking for a certain voice, they'll know who to go to.
for sure.
And yeah, and so I know that's what happened in this circumstance. And so he knew that I could do it. And so when I got in there, we just jumped right into it, really.
Were you a fan of One Piece before getting in there?
It's overwhelming for me. It's a lot of episodes,
I can
and I
understand
know
that.
I know that shouldn't deter me because I know it's a great series. There's a reason it's so popular. Um, but it's a lot of episodes. I got up to episode 11 and I was like, okay,
So you at
I'm,
least you at
I'm
least
gonna
know the
wait.
characters.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Well,
Some of
Well,
them.
some of them,
Yeah.
yeah. And I know there's way more to discover. I think eventually I'll continue that journey and give it more of a chance.
Hmm.
Um, but knowing that it's so long and ongoing overwhelms me. And
And it still ain't
I
over
wish it
yet.
didn't. I wish it didn't overwhelm me, but it does. And so I eventually do want to check it out. But right now, I've got so much going on already that I feel like I can't fit it in yet.
I can understand that because I mean it's a little bit of a dedication to try to catch up to it. So when you have
Yeah.
the time, that's when you should. If you also get some time, you should try the Netflix show. I heard it's pretty good. I haven't watched
Oh,
it
the live
myself.
action.
Hmm.
I heard good things. I heard really good things.
See,
Yeah.
I've watched the show so much, it's hard for me to watch the live action. Really, to me, it's hard for me to watch anything that's like a version of something where they cut things out of the original
Yeah.
because I've watched the original. So it always throws me off when I see it and I'm like, there should be something right here. And that's one
Right.
of the reasons why I don't watch Dragon Ball Kai because every time I watch it, I've always watched the original Dragon Ball Z. So every time something happens and I'm like, there's a scene here. Like,
Like there's something missing.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
what do you consider your best vocal performance as of right now? Or the most unique to you? Which one do you feel most unique about?
Okay. Two come to mind. Um, Moraha and Yashahime
Okay.
and Chizuru in From Me to You, Kimi ni Todoke.
Oh. What make
Yep.
those characters stand out to you?
I love comedy. I love, love, love. And Yashahime was full of action, but had the comedic moments. And Moraha is super cute and funny, and but also super powerful. She had those cool moments too.
Mm.
And then with From Me to You, romantic comedy, Chizuru is so funny. My gosh, she's hilarious. She has those moments where she's crying happy tears and crying sad tears, and also being a badass, you know. She's a good friend, and she's her love story is so cute. I I don't want to give anything away, but for those of you who like romantic comedies, if you go on Netflix, there's a live action version. I'm not in that. I'm in the anime uh dub. And so, hey, if you're into that, check it out. There's 3 seasons. Um, I'm
Have you
proud of the
seen
work
the
we
live
did.
action version?
No, but every
Uh,
time I look it up, that's what came up, and I was like, but what about the anime though? Um, so the anime will come up now, and 3 seasons, all dubbed. I'm very proud of the work everyone's done on it. And oh my gosh, Joe is so funny. There's a smaller character in the series. Um, my friend Caleb did a great job as Joe. So funny. Small character, right? He's just kind of there, and everyone's like, "Ugh, Joe." So funny. His performance as Joe just makes it.
makes it.
Yes. And so I'm just like, every time we had a scene where Chizuru, I had to be like, ugh, Joe. I inside would be like, ha, Joe. You know, like I'm just like, yes, Joe's on the scene. He's a funny little guy. Um, he's so silly. And I feel like if I met him in real life, I'd be like, you know, like, okay, Joe. Okay, Joe. Clean
For
yourself
sure.
up, bro. But like, no, he's so funny. Anyways.
If there was a performance that you've done that you could redo or you don't consider your best, which one would it be?
Hmm.
And it's not saying that it was horrible, but if I could redo it, I would. I would.
Well, I feel like I've grown a lot as an actor, and so maybe some of the roles I booked at the start of my journey, I wish I would have known more at that point in time in my career. I feel
Hmm.
like I could have done a better job with those performances if I had more practice. Um, but at the same time, it
You
wasn't
know,
terrible. It
it's
wasn't
a
terrible. Like, I think like it was a great chance for me to grow and learn from. And at that point in time, that's where I needed to be, you know?
for
So,
sure. Not
yeah,
every
I'm
journey
proud of
starts
that
with a
work either
spurt.
way. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, moving on to my last few questions. 'Cause we're going down to our last two questions. Is
Whew, I
there
got
an-
5 minutes.
is there anyone you want to shout out for being a good support system and has helped you get to where you're at?
Yeah. Oh gosh, I have a few people. So Caitlin Glass, definitely. Gosh, I mean, so many directors who gave me a chance in the industry, when I was first getting started. And there's also Mike McFarland. Um,
Master Roshi.
yeah, Alex Von David,
Mm.
incredible. Um, I and of course, like aside from directors, my best friend, Brandon J. Winkler.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, yeah, he's my best friend. And, you need a good friend who understands the industry. And he's in the industry with me. He's a fellow voice actor. And so,
I think he's
you
coming
know,
on next week.
yeah, he better. Good. But yeah, it's nice to have friends in this industry who understand the struggles, you know, and you're able to be there for each other and, you know, have that connection where you can help each other to grow, you can help each other to stay sane. Because it's show business. Show business is rough. There are ups and downs, but sometimes there's a lot of downs.
True.
And, we audition more than we book. And so I really appreciate having friends in this industry. Haley Page is another one, very good
Mm,
friend of mine. And yeah, it's nice to have friends who support you emotionally and where you can support them in their time of need as well,
for
because
sure.
we need a supportive community. We need a supportive friend group. And when you find those special people in your life, it's a very comforting feeling.
For sure. And we all
Yeah.
need that support. Just let us know that we're doing something good and doing something right. And because sometimes your mind can just have you going crazy, but it's good to have that.
Yeah.
And for my last question, I want to ask you, what are your remaining goals or aspirations in the field of voice acting? What is left for you to do?
Mm. What is left? Um, I want to do more casting and directing because I've
Okay.
gotten a little bit into that. But I have kept myself busy with voice acting and traveling. I am doing a lot of traveling right now, and so it has been hard to juggle everything. But I do want to have some more free time so I can set aside more time for casting and directing because I do want to do more of that. I just have to have free time, which maybe
Just
next year. Maybe next year I'll have more free time. Right now I'm being kept busy, but I do want to do more on that side of the glass as well.
doing more direct. Okay. Is that more personal travel or con travel?
Both, really. I'm
Okay.
doing a lot of convention appearances. I want to do more because I love traveling, but also international travel just for fun.
Oh,
Um,
I'm trying to get
yeah.
into that.
Yeah, because like any chance I can get to leave the US, you know?
Yeah, I can see that too, especially with everything going on. But
Yeah, maybe do some medical tourism. Because
me,
y'all, the medical debt in the US is
it's
bad.
crazy. Yeah,
And the
man.
insurance companies are a scam. So,
I agree. I agree.
mhm.
I recently had to go to the doctor, and when I seen how much it was going to cost, I just said I'll let myself self heal because that is crazy.
Well, also, I mean, sometimes it's more affordable to not have insurance, and that's like, what? Okay. Or hey, you could go to, if you go to the hospital, you could ask for temporary insurance. Just
Mm,
saying,
I did not know that. That's
that might cut
interesting.
down the cost a lot.
I might have to look
Yeah.
into that. But all right, that basically wraps up our conversation today. I didn't know if there was anything else you want to discuss or mention, or you got any cons coming up recently, or
Ah, I'm on social media.
okay.
So I like to update people when I can, but I'm at the Morgan Berry, at the Morgan Berry, on practically all socials. But I'm also on YouTube if you want to check out my song covers. I'm on YouTube as an unknown songbird. So that's my um, name on YouTube. So that's the only difference I'd say. On everything else, I'm at the Morgan Berry, but on YouTube, I'm an unknown songbird. Yeah.
And with that ends today's episode. I want to thank my guests for coming on and chatting it up with me. I had a lot of fun and learned so much more about the industry of voice acting, and hopefully you listeners did too. Before we close out, I just want to allow my guest to have the opportunity to basically plug herself again, basically tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, at the Morgan Berry.
And with that, I just want to say peace.